What's up, everybody? This is the Booch, and welcome to the latest installment of the WWE 2K25 Showcase Journey. Today, we're taking a very interesting route on this journey, as we're going to be talking about a tag team that has been gone for a very long time and may or may not have been forgotten. Now, if you're a diehard WWE fan and you know from the early 2000s who this tag team is, then you're truly a WWE fan. Now, some of you might be newer fans that are not familiar with this. Some of you might have been too young to know about this, depending on your age. But before Umaga became that Samoan bulldozer, he was involved in another gimmick, like I mentioned yesterday. Turns out he was in a tag team called 3 Minute Warning. That's right. He was Jamal in the group. And his cousin was Rosie, who was his tag team partner. Now, their real names are Matt Anoa'i and Eddie Fatu. So Matt Anoa'i was Rosie, and Eddie Fatu was Jamal, and later became Umaga. And they are cousins. Now, Rosie was the older brother of Roman Reigns, and Jamal was the younger brother of Rikishi and Samuel Fatu, who's known as the Samoan Savage or the Tonga Kid, or Tama. So that's who Jamal was in the group. But Rosie was the older brother of Roman Reigns. So this is a crazy thing here. And then, of course, later on, Rosie became the superhero in training, or shit, when he teamed up with the Hurricane. That's kind of where he went after 3 Minute Warning split up, which happened because Umaga got released from WWE for allegedly being in a bar fight. Then he later got brought back as Umaga, but then he was released after he failed a drug test. Now, it was technically his second strike, but because he refused to go to rehab, that's why they released him, because WWE, with their wellness policy, had 3 strikes. The first strike, you got suspended for 30 days. Second time, you got suspended for 60 days and had to go to rehab. And then the third time, you were just fired. So that's how that went. They gave you chances to clean up. But usually after the first offense, they wouldn't force you to go to rehab. But after the second offense, it's like, yeah, you're going to rehab or you're fired. And he refused to go to rehab, so he got fired. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're not here to talk about Umaga's past. We're here to talk about the 3 Minute Warning and the fact that they get booked into a fantasy matchup, compliments of the Wise Man. So join me today for this installment of the WWE 2K25 Showcase Journey.
Hey, in WWE, things move really fast. If you aren't present in the moment, it can feel like a year goes by in only 2 or 3 minutes. That's why you always have to make time to make sure that you check. Hold on. Did I just hear myself say 3 minutes? Stop. Can you believe I'm actually doing Eric Bischoff's shtick? In the early 2000s, few words sent a shudder through the roster like the words 3 minutes, summoning the fearsome duo of Rosie and Jamal, collectively known as the 3 Minute Warning. Initially hired by the aforementioned Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff to interrupt anything he didn't find to be entertaining.
You're just not entertaining me. 3 minutes are just about up.
The two instantly made their mark in WWE with their complete and total decimation of anyone that was targeted. Their formula was really simple. 2 bruisers with surprising quickness who took pleasure in throwing opponents all around the ring with reckless abandon. And the trail of bodies left in their wake remains a testament to their devastation. Rosie, older brother of your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and Jamal, who would in time develop his skills further and take the name of Umaga, were about instant gratification. They treated matches like a race, seeing how much damage they could fit into the shortest time possible.
The 3 Minute Warning with my brother and my cousin, it was just one of the coolest gimmicks of all time to me. It was catchy, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of knew what was happening. And I feel like we all remember when the 3-minute warning hit for the first time. You know, the whole Den TV area just lit up.
Every match was a train wreck, as the two would use their size to overwhelm most opponents, coupling that with incredible tag team maneuvers to increase the carnage to its maximum levels. That approach, maximizing damage while minimizing time, was a 3-minute warning signature. The team itself saw its run in WWE last for a little over a year, but in that time managed to make such an impression with the WWE Universe that it still resonates today. They are proof of the impact anyone can make if they capitalize on their opportunities, as 3-minute warning did every single time.
It was a short-lived gimmick, but it was a really cool gimmick, and I just think it shows the versatility of, hey, if you need us to go out there and tell you a Broadway story, I'll cover 2 hours if you like. But if you need us to come out in 3 minutes to make an impact, we can do that too. But you gotta be really good to be thrown in there with the very, very best in the industry. I'm getting all pumped and proud, you know, for my brother and my cousin right now, just thinking about it.
Here in the WWE 2K25 showcase, we have selected another team that embodies the same mindset in Akam and Razor, the AOP. Similar to Jamal and Rosie, these two look to inflict the most pain in the most efficient manner. Like 3-minute warning, AOP happily dispatches when summoned. Like 3-minute warning, AOP features 2 Goliaths who will hurl your body from pillar to post before finally bringing it all to a most painful conclusion. It's up to you in this Extreme Rules contest to beat the AOP to the punch and showcase the Wrecking Crew approach that made 3-minute warning the premier bruiser squad in all of WWE. And don't worry, we will give you more than 3 minutes to make that fact perfectly clear. As a matter of fact, take your time and enjoy dishing out the punishment.
Here we go with AOP and 3-minute warning going ahead. This is an Extreme Rules match, and it's a good thing it is, because neither one of these teams likes to play by the rules or limit their aggressive tendencies.
Well, there is nothing on the minds of these men except dealing as much damage to one another as possible. Both 3-minute warning and the AOP excel at brutalizing their opponents and inflicting massive amounts of pain. But only one of them can be the best at it.
We can safely predict that this is going to be an exceptionally gruesome and painful match to watch. Watch for the hardcore style of 3-minute warning. Both of these men are from the hood, so to speak. Grew up in the streets, brought up to be tough. Rosie and Jamal are tenacity.
A duo that couldn't care less about headlocks. They're just all about beating the hell out of you. 3-minute warning's thug-like tactics need to be respected.
Rosie and Jamal only care about one thing: right into the pin.
Not time to expect victory yet. Delivering nasty stomps.
And repeated impacts like that will weaken you mentally as much as it does physically.
A manager grabbing anything from under the ring is beyond unfair. It's just downright even.
Looks like he just got rocked there.
Yeah, Rosie delivering the pain.
He has truly gone to a different zone, you guys. And he heads back into the ring. He's looking to take things to the outside now. And that was an efficient display of offense with that maneuver.
Uh-oh, full Nelson. Reverse STO.
Man, Rosie and Jamal, Akam and Razor representing the biggest, most imposing teams WWE has ever seen. Both teams don't care what the motive is, don't care who the target is. They're going home to me.
There he goes for the win. Gets the shoulder up and one.
An emphatic kick out, and there's still a lot of game left here.
Oh, boom! And that blow has him wavering.
You know exactly what you're getting into when you sign up for this kind of match. Scoop slam sets things up. Oh, look at this. Inverted scoop slam.
Into the ring again now. Ooh, pounding the bread back. Rosie and Jamal tell their victims that they will feel the 3-minute warning. What does that mean, Corey?
Well, it means a lot of superstars will get run over by the pain train, and it's only going to feel like the longest 3 minutes of their lives. When you're as big and strong, from the top.
Oh, God, terrible landing on the outside.
He is getting rid of the turnbuckle pad. Don't say that too loud, Sax. He might get caught.
Practically never-ending blows coming at full force here.
Great athleticism. Leg drop. Great way to disorient your opponent. Oh, with authority.
Taken down with a body slam. Pay special attention to Rosie in this matchup, 6'5".
From the top. Whoa, look out. No matter who you are, when you crash on the floor, a searing pain races through your body.
Some level drop.
Oh, God. Right to the...
Kick right to the face.
3-minute warning might be done messing around.
Tossing their opponent like they're nothing.
And he gets sent back into the ring.
Ooh, sent straight into the ring post. Uranagi. Man, oh, nothing fancy here. Nation victory.
Hold it. Oh, loses it. Shoulders down. And he kicks out of the pin and one.
Not quite enough to put him away.
Jamal on the receiving end. Look at this. Picture perfect backbreak. Rosie now into the cover. And referee cuts off the count in one.
Wow, I thought for sure that was it.
Woo. Well measured. Just absorbing way too much damage at this stage.
And in these situations, it's hard to not get desperate, to start going for Hail Mary plays.
He's able to beat a 2 count.
All the punishment he's taken, and yet he's still in this match?
Showing off their deadlifting prowess and just
Tossing them aside.
and that's a stiff shot to the body.
Still only got one.
We are this far into the match. Where is this energy coming from?
Headbutt to the back of the neck. What a chancery. Shoulders down. Razor might be down for the count.
Yes!
Jamal survive. Extreme.
Oh, thank God.
Gotta give it up to 3-minute warning in a contest between two of the most badass squads we've ever seen. They were the tougher competitors.
Yeah, but AFP certainly made 3-minute warning earn this win. Just think about all the carnage we witnessed here tonight.
Well, that was interesting. They can't really think of any classic 3-minute warning matches, so they gave us a dream match with the Authors of Pain. Which is a shame, because technically we should have been facing Billy and Chuck. But I think because Billy Gunn is in AEW, that's probably why they didn't put that match in here. Because 3-minute warning's biggest rivalry was Billy and Chuck. That was their biggest rivalry. And it would have also helped with some LGBT stuff, even though technically they weren't gay, but their gimmick made them insinuate or imply that they were. But anyway, still a great match. Unlocked everything. What made me laugh was that Paul Heyman said at the beginning, we'll give you more than 3 minutes. No, you didn't. Towards the end, you were giving us a lot of 3-minute options here. That was not good. But I persevered. Yep, persevered is the perfect word to sum up this entire 2K Showcase journey, because I am having to persevere, especially with all that timing shit where you got 3 minutes to do this, a minute and a half to do this, or 30 seconds to do this. That is the most complicated, unnecessary, stupid bullshit that I've seen in this game so far. But at the end of the day, I did persevere, and I found something interesting that I noticed during the match that I didn't get a chance to really talk about because I was so focused on trying to beat up the Authors of Pain, is that Paul Ellering was in the corner of the Authors of Pain during this tag match. Yet Rico was not in our corner. Just keep in mind, Rico became the manager of 3-minute warning after he turned on Billy and Chuck. Because like I said, Billy and Chuck was the biggest rivals of 3-minute warning. And Rico managed Billy and Chuck for a period of time. But then after they had that gay wedding that got debacled because Billy and Chuck said, wait, we're not gay and we can't go through with this because Rico said it would be great for their image, but they backed out. Rico got pissed. Then they found out the preacher was actually Eric Bischoff in disguise. So 3-minute warning came out, attacked, wrecked the whole thing, took out Stephanie and everybody. And then Rico, I think, super kicked either Billy or Chuck, basically making it known he's turning on Billy and Chuck and aligning with 3-minute warning. And then Rico went on to become their manager until the group disbanded. So it would have been nice to have Rico in our corner for this match. But I guess because Rico's not part of the Bloodline, that's probably why they didn't put him in our corner. But just thought that would have been a nice change of pace. But anyway, great fantasy matchup. Perfect, by the way. 3-minute warning and Authors of Pain. Both badass tag teams. Whooped a lot of ass. Took a lot of names. Kind of wish the Authors of Pain were still around because they were a hell of a great tag team. But hopefully someday they'll circle back to WWE. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the 2K Showcase. Make sure you join us tomorrow for another episode. But until then, make sure you follow us on all of our podcast platforms. Links are down in the description box below. Follow us on our social media platforms. Those links will be in the description box below. And of course, as always, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of the WWE 2K25 Showcase Journey, as well as other additional Boochcast YouTube content. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Until then, pizza, baby.